Before you get on a call with a marketing agency for your home service business, please ask them these 3 questions, and I'll include a bonus at the end. Mind you, I know this doesn't look great, but try guess what it says under there. Anyways, the first question I want you to go and ask a home service agency before you work with them is, how long does your average client stay for? Now, this, obviously, with all these questions, someone can lie. Now, for these two, you can actually verify them. But for this one, yes, someone can lie, but this reveals to you, how long does an average client stay for? Like, are you retaining people for a year, or do they leave after 6 months? And then obviously, a follow-up question to this is, well, why do they leave? For us, I mean, obviously, we're a marketing company for home service businesses, storymedia.com. Like, a lot of people will leave because they just can't sell the jobs, which is a lack of sales process when we actually talk to them. Anyways, a big question that I would ask a home service agency is, how long does your average client stay for? Because if they've got clients who only stay for 1 month, 2 months, yeah, that's not. There's a reason someone will only stay for 1 month. Now, don't get me wrong. Certain home service agencies, well, home service businesses will expect results super quickly. Like, sometimes there is unrealistic expectations and a lot of fear behind working with an agency because a lot of them have been burned for like tens of thousands of dollars. But hey, you have to scrape your knees to figure out how to ride a bike. Anyways, the second question that I'd recommend you ask a home service agency is, do you have any platform partnerships? Now, this could mean Google partner, Google Premier partner, Facebook or Meta partner, Microsoft partner, like things of that nature. Having a partnership like that is verifiable. For example, our Google partnership is verifiable. Like, there is an individual page that says our agency name, when we started, I believe. I'm not totally sure on that part. But to have, like, for example, a Google partnership, you have to spend $10,000 in 90 days for clients, have a 70% optimization score, which means make sure the ads are good by Google standards, which is super easy. And then that last one, which is make sure that the account specialists that are in the agency have a certification through Google. Like, for example, I got certified as, I believe it was Google Search. Yeah, I was certified as Google Search. So that's how we actually got that partnership. And you have to spend, like I said, $10,000 in 90 days. No agency that started yesterday is going to have $10,000 worth of client money in 90 days, even if they funded it themselves. But people just won't fund that. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say. Nobody's going to spend $100 a day on Google for the past 90 days in order to get that partnership, just to show people that they have the partnership. Anyways, the third question that I want you to ask a home service agency is, how long have you been in business? Now, this one is verifiable through the BBB. If they don't have a BBB listing, that's kind of a red flag. But, and by the way, to have a BBB listing, you have to be open for, I believe, 3 to 6 months. It's either 3 months or 6 months to have a BBB listing. And they actually verify that through the LLC lookup in your state, which tells them when was this incorporated, when was this open, and that allows you to get that listing. So just ask them, how long have you been in business? Someone who has been in business for 2 years, or says they've been in 2 years, but their BBB listing says they've been open for 3 months, that's a discrepancy, and that's a situation where you say, you're lying, I'm not working with you. And by the way, a final tip that I wanted to give, since you've stayed around so long, is number 4. It's not exactly a question that you would ask, but when you look at the reviews, look up the names that are reviewing them. I hope that makes sense. When you open up Trustpilot, for example, our Trustpilot or our Google reviews, and you see the name that's there, paste that name into Google. Like, for example, let's say it was John Doe, reviewed us and gave us a 5-star and said, you're amazing, you've given me 1 billion leads in 20 seconds. Just paste their name into Google and then space LinkedIn. So you put John space Doe space LinkedIn, because most people on this earth well, not most people on this earth, sorry. Most people in the United States who work or are in the working class have a LinkedIn, have Facebook, have some type of social media. And if you're not able to find some type of social media that correlates with a business, that's kind of also a red flag. If you see the EM dashes or the extended dashes where it's like a double line that ChatGPT makes, that's another red flag for looking at someone's reviews. So maybe I'll make a whole different video on red flags in a agency's reviews. But that's just a big one. Just type their name into Google space LinkedIn, and you're gonna find out pretty quickly if that review is fake or not. And usually, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes the employees in that company will review you. So for example, and I know that sounds kind of like, well, why are you having the employees review you? By that I mean like the marketing manager. When you work with a really big home service company, it's usually not the owner that's like directly into marketing. It's like usually the owner or the marketing manager answers to the owner, and then below the marketing manager, they have a marketing budget and they allocate that to an agency, if that kind of makes sense. So if the agency is asking for a review, the marketing manager would probably give them a review. And in that case, they usually have a LinkedIn, they usually have a Facebook, they usually have an Instagram, or, don't get me wrong, there's always situations, but that's how I recommend you check reviews to make sure an agency is legit. And I hope that really helps. StoyMedia.com, if you're a home service business that knows how to sell, you have a couple sales reps, you have the crews, you just don't have the leads, feel free to visit StoyMedia.com and book a call, or there's going to be a link in the description to book a call or a number to text so you can get directly into contact with me.